Greetings fellow Whovians and welcome to Timey Wimey Review. Continuing my Sarah Jane tribute month, today I will be reviewing the 4th Doctor story, The Hand of Fear, originally broadcast on BBC One in October of 1976. Before I get into this review, I just wanted to remind you that I've set up a fundraising page for Cancer Research UK in dedication of the passing of Elizabeth Sladen, which happened 10 years ago, sadly, to cancer. Please look on the description below, and if you can donate, please feel free to donate whatever you can. That fundraising page will stay live until the end of May 2021. Just in case you don't know the plot, the 4th Doctor and Sarah has arrived not on a planet that looks like a quarry, but an actual quarry on Earth, which is set for detonation. They survive the blast, but when they get Sarah Jane out of the rubble, Sarah has touched a fossilized hand from another world. This hand has somehow managed to possess Sarah Jane Smith and manipulate her into going to a nearby nuclear power station, where the hand is using the radioactive radiation to regenerate into Eldrad, an alien warrior that wants to conquer and regain the homeworld of Castria. This 4-part adventure was written by Bob Baker and Dave Martin, and in the politest of ways is absolutely bonkers and just really imaginative. I really like the variety of locations used in this story, because we start off in space with the spaceship getting destroyed, then we go to the quarry on Earth, then a hospital, a nuclear power station, and then onto an alien planet, and it just really ramps up the pace of this story. The Hand of Fear also has a great cast of side characters. I'll start off with Rex Robinson as Dr. Carter. He has a really good moment where he's too possessed by Eldrad and he's trying to kill the Doctor, and have a really good stunt with him toppling over the edge of a railing, plummeting to his death. And that was really good stunt work there. Gillian Houston stole the show in part 2 of The Hand of Fear as Professor Watson, who is in charge of the nuclear power plant that in episode 2 is set to basically go nuclear and explode. And he just has a really good scene where he's on the phone to his wife and he's pretending that everything's all right, kiss the children for me, but the subtext of he might not make it out alive. He and probably the rest of the UK in that area are not going to be okay. This character to me could have been a really flat character, just like a sort of one and done scene, but Glenn Houston just brought so much life to this character and really made it his own. Then we have Judith Paris as Eldrad. Her makeup and costume really complements her portrayal of the character of Eldrad. A really strong, powerful alien woman, and just the way she delivers her lines and just looks at the Doctor, even like the odd effect scenes when she's like flashing with her eyes to sort of read the Doctor's mind and Sarah's mind. It's so good. It's a shame that Stephen Thorne doesn't have the same costume when he's the Castrian Eldrad, when Eldrad regenerates again in a way. Stephen Thorne is pretty much like he is as Omega in the Three Doctors, and yeah, really goes over the top with this, as I think Eldrad is, to be fair. He is just a mad, power-hungry alien. So it's very much a yin and yang. You would definitely have to say Judith kind of stole the show as Eldrad if you had to pick the two together, as we've seen Stephen Thorne do something similar to Omega. But again, with the costume restrictions that he had, I still think he did a worthy performance. Let's talk about our two leads, Tom Baker and Elizabeth Sladen as the Doctor and Sarah Jane Smith, respectively. They have such great chemistry on and off screen. I watched the DVD documentary on The Hand of Fear just over there, and they had some really good tidbits, and I like that they had a great friendship off screen even when they haven't seen each other for years. When they did finally reunite, it was just picking up where they left off. So that's really touching to hear that. And again, on screen, you just see this great relationship, this great friendship together, and just playing off each other. And again, Noticing the sticker on there, this is Sarah Jane's final story as a companion, a regular companion on Doctor Who, and I'm so grateful that Elizabeth Sladen had a brilliant swan song as her final story as Sarah Jane Smith. She brought so much to the role and deservedly was more of a focal point in this story rather than the Fourth Doctor, even though Tom Baker still had some great moments here. But Sarah being possessed and the famous line, Eldrad must live, and just the way she just performed and just looked sort of evil, but kind of like with a childlike sort of twinkle in her eye is the only way I can sort of describe it. And just the way she sort of spoke like a child, just to be more manipulative, really. It was just so much good stuff, and I like the scene where the Doctor sort of goes into Sarah's mind again, does the little sort of hypnosis. She's like, "Oh, come on, not again." I love that scene as well. The one nitpick I do have for this story is the demise of Eldrad. I felt that part of his story, after such a build up, really, just felt really rushed and just that's it. In hindsight, I think I would have liked it if he had a demise very similar to Barusa in the Five Doctors. I think that would have kind of just worked here, whether he just collapses in the rubble of the old throne room in Castria. Something along those lines would have been better than the demise that we saw on screen. However, the real ending here is the departure of Sarah Jane Smith. She has a little argument with the Doctor and she storms off to pack her goodies as she threatens to go home. But the Doctor receives a recall from Gallifrey and he knows he can't take Sarah Jane to Gallifrey with her, so she does have to leave. And there's so much that wasn't said, playing off the lines what actually was said. It's so sweet and really, it is, it tugs on the heartstrings, to be fair. And I totally believe that this was written by Tom Baker and Elizabeth Sladen for the most part, because they're the two that know their character inside and out, and I can definitely see them just going in a corner somewhere, writing out this little scene as a departure and a goodbye. And this is, for me, one of the top platonic relationships, and how you could say goodbye to your best friend. And with the Doctor saying you're a good girl, Sarah, and Sarah Jane wanted to go to Gallifrey but knows that she can't, and the whole "don't you forget me." Oh, it's just so good. I'm going to give The Hand of Fear a TARDIS rating of 7 out of 10. It's such an imaginative story, really good location, some great characters here, really good writing. It feels at some parts that it sounds more modern than it is 70s, really, 70s, so to speak. And to me, I think that this could easily transfer well as a modern episode of Doctor Who. So if you haven't seen it before, definitely check this story out. Obviously, it does have a few little issues with a bit of a rush ending, but that doesn't matter, because the ending that we do have between Sarah and the Doctor and Sarah Jane's departure is probably one of the best scenes in Doctor Who history. Let me know in the comments below your thoughts on The Hand of Fear. Is that one of your favourite stories of Doctor Who? And also let me know what's your favourite story to feature Sarah Jane Smith, whether it's in the classic era or modern era of Doctor Who, or even in the own Sarah Jane Adventures spin-offs. Next time on Timey Wimey Review, I'll be reviewing something very unique in the history of Doctor Who, which is K9 and Company. And also I will be doing my own tribute video to Elizabeth Sladen, so please watch out for that. Until then, thank you very much for watching. Please like the video, share the video, and subscribe to the channel. And most importantly, if you can, please check out the Cancer Research UK fundraising page. The link is in the description below. And please donate whatever you can in tribute to the passing of Elizabeth Sladen. Until then, as Sarah Jane once said, travel does broaden the mind.